What stops you from doing something definitive to get out in front of that girl that you're writing to, or that someone that you want to meet?
Get off the fence and come. There's no way you can do a single tour and leave disappointed unless you want to leave disappointed. If you come here with an open mind and an open heart, with a sincere desire to choose a partner for life, or wife, or mate, you find her.
I talk to guys every week that have been writing letters, not for weeks and not for months, but for years. They've been corresponding to various women on the internet, chatting with women on the internet for months and months, years at a time, literally years at a time, spending thousands of dollars in a virtual relationship that could have easily been replaced by one that was real and functional and happy. I mean, guys that are writing letters when they could easily have not only a wife, but probably a family by now, had they just invested their time and their resources wisely. Well, what stops us from doing that? What is it that gets in our way and stops us from achieving that which we most want? So what stops us is our impression of the world around us, right? A lot of guys are writing to women in countries they've barely ever heard of, and we have no real idea of the daily lives of the women whom we're writing to. And we watch the news, and the news will tell us, the important things that we need to know about the rest of the world. And sometimes we really hear very limited information about the countries that our women might ultimately be from. And so are you naturally curious? Are you going out there and trying to find the truth about those countries? Are you trying to learn about the cultures? Are you asking cultural questions in the correspondence that you're sending? Are you looking up travel blogs, things like virtualplanet.com, for example, lonelyplanet.com, some of those great places? And there are tons of them, guys, that are out there that will give you lots of great information about the specific countries from which the women you're writing to are from. Are you doing that in order to be able to remove that barrier and move forward? What else stops us? Your impression of yourself might actually stop you from getting on a plane and going somewhere. You might be one of those guys who looks in the mirror and just, you don't feel confident about yourself. You don't see all the positives. You don't see all the things that you have to offer in a relationship to somebody that aren't there and won't be there unless you put them there, unless you get on the plane and go and make that life-defining change for somebody. And so can you do that? If not, do you have a close friend? Do you have a confidant? Do you have a relative, a brother, a best buddy, somebody who can tell you honestly what are some of your most positive qualities? So a long time ago, I asked somebody, what they thought my positive qualities were, and I'll never forget this because one of the first words out of her mouth was a word I never would have used to describe myself. I won't tell you what it is, but it was a word that I've always gravitated toward and always strived to be. Ever since I heard her say it, ever since she put it out there and said, you know what, the word that comes to mind is this. And so ask your friends, ask people who are close to you, people whose opinion you can trust. Tell me something. I'm working on feeling better about myself and encouraging myself to go after some of the things that have eluded me. What do you think are my positive qualities? What do you think are my opportunities? What are the things that I'm close to but not quite there yet? What would you identify as those things, those words, those qualities? And let somebody give you that feedback, because you will probably be surprised at the very positive things that people think about you and feel about you more than you probably do when you look in the mirror every single day and see somebody that you kind of like, but you see lots and lots of opportunities, right? So, I think it's healthy, guys, to do that. I've said this before. I think one of the most healthy things that you can do in this exercise, trying to find that life partner, is know what your opportunities are. Know where your areas of improvement are. If you could stand to lose a few pounds, own it. I could. Get out and lose a few pounds. It's not that hard. Instead of looking in the mirror and saying, I'm not perfect, but I want to find somebody who loves me for what I am. Well, that's okay. I mean, again, you've got a lot of strong and positive qualities, but if there are a few things that you can work on just to improve the overall package and make yourself more desirable for somebody, get out and do it. Who wouldn't want to do that, right? I think far too many of us get stuck in that trap where we stop trying to be somebody that someone else would want to be with just for the sake of being with me, right? And so there are a lot of reasons to find a life partner, a lot of reasons to get married, a lot of reasons to enter into a relationship. But a good question to ask is, am I doing enough so that I am completely desirable all by myself? Just ask that question. Be honest with yourself. Assess yourself honestly and get out there and just make a few subtle improvements, whatever they are. Learn a new skill. Lose a few pounds. Do something just to make yourself more interesting, more funny, more attractive, whatever it is. You do something that obviously is more appealing to the opposite sex, and that will only serve your interest great when you get out in front of a whole bunch of very, very beautiful women that we're going to introduce you to. It's important that we counter the things that trip us up with things that we know, right?
You too can experience the romantic adventure of a lifetime. Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. Interested? Learn more at cebuwomen.com. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.